Hello, I'm Bill Stainton, the producer of Almost Live. I'm sure that by now you've seen the headlines, Fred Meyer to buy QFC. Now this news came as a surprise to many people who were not aware that the Fred Meyer company was expanding. But it didn't surprise us here at King TV. In fact, I'm pleased to report that just hours ago, we completed a similar negotiation and that Fred Meyer has bought Almost Live for $50. Naturally, you're feeling some concern right now. Will Fred Meyer destroy our beloved homegrown comedy show? Well, destroy is a strong word. Sure, there'll be some changes, but only for the better. For example, as well as our regular show, we'll now have a junior miss department. For those of you attending the show in person, we can cut you a fresh set of house keys during the commercial breaks. And if by chance you don't find the laughs that you want on our show, we'll be happy to call around to other sketch comedy shows until we find the right one for you. That's the kind of service you can expect from the new Fred Meyer Almost Live. And by the way, this week only, all Halloween jokes are 50% off.
Thank you so much. Gosh, wow, what an exciting week. Paul Schell was apparently elected mayor, but as you may have heard, Charlie Chong has not conceded yet. In fact, his victory party is still going strong over at Salty's over there. Rolled up quite a bar tab by now, I would say. However, I would have to say that the happiest politician this week has got to be Pierce County Councilman Wendell Brown. This is a few of you know who I'm talking about already here. This is the guy who was caught in a prostitution sting and then said, yeah, that guy, said that he was doing his own investigation when they caught him. Yesterday, he was acquitted. All right, way to go, Wendell. I can just imagine the scene in the motel room. You're a cop? Well, thank God now there's two of us. Come on, there's prostitutes all over the place. Let's go. Yeah. All the initiatives failed except the monorail, which was a weird one. There's no funding attached to it. It was basically asking the voters, do you like monorails? And the next election, we're going to vote on our favorite color and who's the coolest Spice Girl. That's going to be an initiative in the next election. And we're going to get the results faster next time because King County has announced that they're going to spend $5 million to upgrade the election computers. We'll get the results an hour and a half earlier. Wait, isn't that great? Yeah, they made that change because Jean Anderson called and told them that she'd like to get home before midnight next time. Woman's got a lot of clout, The NRA turned out, and they turned out the vote, and they defeated the gun safety lock initiative. I believe we have some scenes from their victory party, don't we? Yeah. Some happy guys there, some happy guys. The marijuana initiative failed, but a lot of their supporters are still out waving the signs on freeway, on a street corner. You go like, hey, the election was last week. Thanks for the support. All right. Some of them actually are still gathering signatures for the petition. Anyway, I want to congratulate all the folks who participated in the election. You did your civic duty. You tried to make this a better place. That's the goal, but sometimes to make good things happen, you have to call on some very special people. Take a look.
Isn't this wonderful? The Seattle Center, home of the 62 World's Fair.
How about that Space Needle?
Can we go to the Science Center?
Sure, Billy.
And get cotton candy and peanut brittle?
That's enough, young man. Just hold your horses till after lunch. Sally, keep up.
This is so stupid. All the rides are closed.
Hey, I'll give you a ride.
Well, hello there, young man. We're just visiting here. Sally, time to get going.
You folks just go on ahead. I'm gonna show the little lady around. Just being neighborly. She'll be back in a couple of hours, all right?
Dad? Daddy?
No, just a minute, young man.
Oh, you wanna fight? Pick it up.
Billy, go call Golden Spear.
Golden Spear!
Call his name from far and near. He is the Golden Spear. The Golden Spear.
This is the shroud of Golden Spear, handed down through 1,000 generations to the guardians of the just. And with it comes the power of the Golden Spear.
You missed, Golden Spear!
Damn!
Well, surely you must have other powerful things like your helmet or those rings.
Nah, these are just accessories, really. I mean, all the power's in the spear. I usually don't miss from this close. Damn!
Look, Golden Spear, now he has the spear.
Oh, crap! Everybody run! Look out!
Call his name from far and near. He is the Golden Spear. The Golden Spear.
All right, stay with us. We've got a great show, and we're coming right back.
One of the most underused garments this season, particularly in this era of casual Fridays, are the buttless pants. This season, we're featuring silk and leather blend buttless pants. But these pants have versatility. The skin-tight construction with the softer look. The luxury of silk and leather. You'll find the buttless pants are a garment that will extend your customer's dollar. I guarantee it.
The S&M Warehouse, where you say no to the bondage of high prices.
Put on your gloves and grab your rake. Here comes the Master Gardener, Terry Harvey.
Welcome to the show. My guest today is Steve Arnold from the Evergreen Nursery. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
Steve, I wanted to show you these plants that I bought at your nursery.
Sure.
Take a look at that. I bought them last week and they're almost dead.
Oh my gosh, what did you do to my plants?
Hey, this is not my fault. I tried to save these plants. As you know, you were storing them in this very, very hot building.
Well, they were in a greenhouse.
Well, audience, that's a lie because it wasn't green and it certainly wasn't a house. It was made of glass and it was over 100 degrees in there.
Well, what did you do to them?
Well, fortunately, I have a cousin who has one of those big meat lockers, so I put them in there for a few days to cool them down.
You put them in a freezer?
Yeah, to cool them down.
Didn't you read the care pamphlet I gave you?
Well, I kind of skimmed through it, but I'm certain it never said anything like, don't put these plants in a freezer.
I can't believe you put them in a meat locker.
Well, I couldn't find a plant locker. Well, Steve, I want to thank you for coming by, and we'll see you later, and I'll be looking for that full refund. Now, speaking of poor quality products, today was Harvest Day, so let me show you some of this year's crop. This here is supposed to be a green pepper. This is a potato. And this is the watermelon. Now this, I don't know what this is. But I can tell you one thing, I'm not eating it. Now, I am not to blame for this. I watered these plants every day, except for that 1 week I went to Las Vegas. And this is what I get for it. Well, tomorrow morning, a certain seed manufacturer is going to be getting a call from my lawyer. And now it's time for members of our audience to bring up some of their plants they want to ask me questions about. Yes, ma'am, what do you have here?
Well, this plant's just not doing all that great.
Well, no, it looks like you beat the hell out of it.
Well, I just did exactly what you told me to do when I was on your show about a month ago. I fertilized it with maple syrup and Tabasco sauce.
And what type of Tabasco sauce were you using?
What difference does it make? You ruined my plant.
Hey, this one certainly isn't my fault. You probably had it in too much light or dark. You can't put azaleas like this in too much light or dark.
This isn't an azalea plant.
I mean a rhododendron.
No, it's not a rhododendron.
I mean fern. Not fern, juniper. Salmonberry, wisteria, foxglove. I know, it's a hydrangea. Mulberry. It's a silver something. Ivy. It's not a dandelion.
No.
Parsley, sage, rosemary, thyme.
It is not thyme.
Actually, it is time. It's time for you to beat it. Come on, get out of here. Yeah, what do you have there, sir?
Yeah, a cactus. What do you do with these things?
Well, have you been watering it?
Well, no, because, I mean, Martha Stewart says you should not water a cactus.
Yeah, Martha Stewart, yeah. Like that old compost bag knows anything about a cactus. Yeah, right. Here, you know what, though? You're in luck, because I happen to have made a special cactus tub here. What you do, just turn it over like that, set it in there. It will never go dry.
I guess not, if you're sure.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have the best looking cactus around. Yeah, next. Yeah, come on, lady, hurry it up. What do you got here?
It's my fern. Mom's been growing this prize fern for 40 years, and it's always done great, but recently it's developed this kind of yellow leaves here.
That's my fern.
Yeah, lady, we heard you. Well, first thing you got to do here, got to get rid of this this yellow thing right
no,
there.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, yeah, I think I'm sure, yeah. You have been pruning this, haven't you?
Well, no, she's never done anything to it, but I don't think you prune a fern. I really don't think that's a good idea.
Well, I think you do, and you are killing this plant. You have got to cut this back. I don't know why you haven't done this before.
Stop that,
You know what you really need here? Hold on a second, here.
That's
Stand back. You need with this big baby. Yeah, there we go. One more. There we go. Okay. Now just pat it down like that. There you go.
My fern!
Yeah. My fern. Well, we are out of time, but join me next week and I'll show you my own special recipe for homemade fertilizer. Bye.
You can accessorize a rubber helmet, both with a traditional mouth ball and spiked collar, or you can add a more hip zipper mouth into the exact same rubber helmet and get a completely different look that will extend the versatility of your customer's wardrobe. And by extending the versatility, you're also extending his clothing dollar. I guarantee it.
The S&M Wearhouse. The only thing we won't hurt is your wallet.
Good evening. This is the Late Report. Well, Vice President Al Gore may visit Seattle next month for an anti-smoking forum with teens. While most teens support the no-smoking message, they strongly oppose spending an hour with Al Gore. A Snohomish County woman and her baby survived a 200-foot plunge off a cliff in their car after she tried to flick a hornet out of the window. Rescuers found them 6 hours later and said that it was a miracle that neither was stung. After strong public opinion, the North Shore School District has dropped its plan to randomly drug test all high school student athletes. From now on, officials will concentrate only on those students who keep coming to class stoned. A Bellevue man pushed 11 shopping carts from Burnaby, British Columbia to Issaquah to help raise money for the United Way. He said the trip went extremely well except for a brief moment when he tried to get rid of a hornet and plunged 200 feet off a cliff. Safety inspectors gave good marks for worker safety at the new Seattle Mariners Stadium construction site after hearing reports of a crane operator who was a little wild and reckless. Construction officials now admit it was a mistake to give Norm Charlton a job for the winter. The Fort Lewis soldiers who fired off dozens of aging tear gas containers that sickened many residents of Spanaway last month explained that they only did it because they were ordered to use the old tear gas up before the end of the year. The good news is that next year, Spanaway residents will be sickened only by brand new tear gas. Woodland Park zookeepers think that a scorpion missing from their new Bug World exhibit may have been eaten by his mate. They say another possibility is that the scorpion has genetically mutated into a huge vicious killing machine like those things in Starship Troopers. But they're really hoping it's the one about being eaten by the mate. And now it's time for our Focus on Education segment, and this week we've invited Helen Black and Betty Lacey, co-owners of the progressive children's bookstore in Fremont called Hidden Garden Books, to tell us about a new trend in children's literature. Now, welcome, but I thought your store was on Capitol Hill, wasn't it?
Oh, it was, but that space was turned into a Starbucks.
I see, so you had to move to Fremont.
Well, before that, we moved to the U District.
And
and then we were kicked out for a Taco Del Mar.
I see, so now...
No, not Fremont then. It was Wallingford.
Well, so you got kicked out of Wallingford?
Oh, no. Actually, we left Wallingford. We felt that, well, it was a little too uptight.
Okay, well, so anyway, you're here to talk to us about some children's books, right?
Yes, we are,
Okay,
Mr. Keister. At Hidden Garden, we find most children's literature to be obsolete and mindless fantasy that does nothing to educate the child. And that's why we are so excited about this new series called Let's Get Real Books. These update the outmoded fables that, well, we update them to reflect the real world that we live in now. Well, for instance, the first Let's Get Real is a reworking of that overly optimistic propaganda piece called The Little Engine That Could. The new version is titled The Little Engine That Couldn't Quite Get Its Act Together.
And future books in the series will also deal with psychological realities, like The Three Marginalized Bears and Little Red Riding Hood Seeks Closure.
They'll also have honest books about sex, including Jack and the Rope and P.E. Such a good one. And Horton hears strange noises from his parents' bedroom. And for the older children, they'll release Curious George Goes to a Gay Bar. Jack and Jill and Ellen. Puss in Boots and Leather Pants. And Humpty Dumpty Male Prostitute.
Now, one part of the series I'm so very excited about deals with feminist topics, starting with Alice's adventures in a Wonder Bra, and ending with the ugly duckling struggles with bulimia but works through her inner issues to become her own goddess.
Wow, I can't wait. Now, is that Alice Adventures with a Wonder Bra, is that going to be illustrated?
Yes, but the point of the story is the crushing reality of how beauty is measured by the real world.
Right, but it's going to have big pictures, right?
Yes.
Great, hey, can't wait. All right, well, thank you very much, Betty Lacey and Helen Black. Thank you. Hidden Garden Bookstore. Finally, candidates for the position of honorary mayor of Ballard include a crawfish, Elvis, and a cat. Meanwhile, Seattle voters are said to be very upset that they didn't have as good a selection for their recent mayoral election. This has been The Late Report. Stick around because we're coming right back.
Most customers think that a cone bra and a cat of nine tails are so expensive that they're beyond their affordability. Our Vito Rupolo line, whether it's in a harness, handcuffs, bed of nails, or restraining gear, offer quality Italian fabrication and quality construction. Vito Rupolo Italian sex toys at prices men can afford. I guarantee it.
The S&M Wearhouse. Visit our website at snmwarehouse.org.s.
All right, well, that's just about all the time we have this week. We want to thank you for watching Almost Live, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.